He thought I'd just walk away after he scammed me. But when I followed him for over a mile to his front door, that's when he realized he'd messed with the wrong guy. What started as a small scam for beer ended with me scratching up his car while he stood there, speechless. If you've ever been burned by someone who thought you were too weak to fight back, this one's for you. Smash that like button, subscribe for more real revenge stories, and comment below your most satisfying payback moment. Let's dive in. Let me take you back to a summer evening, when I was still just a dumb teenager trying to score some beer. I know, it's stupid. But what happened next? It turned into a revenge story I'll never forget. I was posted up outside a Safeway, scanning every adult who walked in and out, hoping someone would agree to buy a six-pack for a kid who clearly looked underage. Not exactly the proudest moment of my life, but pretty standard stuff where I grew up. That's when this trio walked by, two guys and a short girl. They looked just a bit older than me. One of the guys was tall, maybe 6 feet, wearing a cap backward, acting like he owned the sidewalk. I asked if they could help me out, buy me some alcohol. The tall one smirked, like he'd been asked this 100 times before. "Sure," he said. "Give me the cash and I'll grab it for you. What do you want?" I was naive. He seemed chill. I gave him the money and even told him to keep the change. I just wanted the alcohol. Figured if someone was doing something shady for me, they deserved a tip, right? He nodded, said no problem, and walked inside. And so I waited, 5 minutes, then 10. Then the girl from their group comes out. She walks over kind of awkwardly, eyes shifting. That's when she drops the truth bomb. "He's not getting you anything. He just took your money." I stared at her like she just told me my dog died. "Is he going to give it back?" I asked. "No," she said. "But I feel bad." She looked genuinely guilty. "If you give me a little more cash, I'll stash a few beers for you around the corner, away from the cameras." It felt sketchy, but weirdly, I believed her. Maybe I was just desperate. So I gave her some more cash, and she walked around the side of the building to do the deed. I looked away for just a moment, 1 second, and when I looked back up, I saw him, the tall guy, the same jerk who took my money, and his buddy, casually strolling out from behind the store. Turns out they didn't go in at all. They used their friend, the girl, as a decoy, slipped around the back, and hid there for 10 minutes, probably laughing about how stupid I was. The girl came back and pointed to the bushes. True to her word, there were a few beers hidden there. She kept her promise, but the damage was already done. I'd just been scammed in broad daylight and they thought I was too dumb to notice. But I did notice, and I wasn't about to let it slide. I grabbed the beers, not out of gratitude, but fuel. It felt like symbolic payback, a trophy from a war I wasn't finished fighting. I started walking, not home, but after them. They were about a quarter-mile ahead. I trailed behind just far enough not to draw attention, half a block maybe. But I kept them in my sights. Every step I took, I replayed that smug look on his face, that casual stroll, like he could rob me and disappear like it was nothing. After a mile or so, they finally reached a house. I stopped on the sidewalk and watched as they headed toward the front door. Then I made my move. I stepped forward and called out, "So, are you still going to get me that alcohol?" He froze. Then he turned around, eyes wide with disbelief. "Did you really just follow us home?" he barked, trying to act tough, but the shake in his voice said otherwise. "Is that a no?" I asked, calmly. He exploded. "I'm not giving you anything. Get the hell out of here or I'll call the cops." That's when I pulled out one of the beers from my bag, the very beer his friend gave me. I held it up like a trophy. "Go ahead," I said. "You might want to explain this too." He went silent, and then he stormed inside, slamming the door behind him. I stood there, adrenaline buzzing. My hands were shaking, not from fear, but rage. He didn't just scam me. He played me, laughed at me, used his friend like a puppet just to screw me over. That's when I noticed it. The car, a beat-up silver sedan parked in the driveway. Probably his. Definitely unlocked. I looked around. Quiet neighborhood. No cameras. The house lights were off in the surrounding homes. Without even thinking, I walked over. I opened the driver's side door. Still no alarm. I opened the passenger door. No response. Then I pulled out my key, and I carved big, slow scratches down the hood, then across both sides, deep, jagged lines like scars. I didn't rush. I wanted it to be visible, permanent, something he'd see every day. Then I opened the trunk. Another gash. Finally, I leaned in close, spit right on the windshield, and whispered, "Hope it was worth $20. I walked away, calmly, like I just took out the trash. A block and a half later, I heard it. "What the?" I didn't turn back, but I could picture it. The wide eyes, the scrambling feet, the confusion as he ran outside and saw the destruction. I imagined him staring into the night, trying to spot me in the shadows. But I was gone, and I never saw him again. That night, I slept like a baby. Not because I got beer, not even because I got even, but because I reminded myself and him that you don't get to treat people like garbage and walk away clean. I know what I did was reckless, petty, even illegal. But it wasn't just about the scam. It was about being seen as a joke and finally taking back some power. Ever been scammed and wanted to make things right in your own way? Drop your revenge story in the comments. I read every one. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Revenge Twist for more real revenge tales, and share this with someone who knows the value of payback. Until next time, stay sharp and never let the bastards win.